Great, Lori. So where's the best place to start first?
Would you like me to show you the door?
That'd be a great place to start. I'll let you lead the way there.
Okay. Here's the door, Ken.
Gotcha.
I don't know why they built it this way. First of all, just looking at it, it's got a lot of gaps in it, and
Okay.
it drives me crazy.
Okay.
And why they would do this, but it opens out.
Okay. And that's
And
something you're
so
not crazy about,
I'm
right?
not, because see what it's doing now? It's
Right.
just going to go up and hit the house and slam against the house.
Okay.
And stuff. So yeah. It's just, I just don't think it's very well made.
Okay.
This door also opens.
Okay.
But you have to have some trick or something to turning this knob or something, and then it opens. But then if you have both of them open out like that, they just both bang. And this one actually hits
Right.
up against the house over there.
And there's no screen on this either. Is a screen something you've always wanted on this door by any chance?
Well,
Or?
it would be better, certainly, because then we could have the flow and
Okay.
airflow. Because right now I can't. If the flies come in like crazy.
Okay. And so is opening your doors for ventilation, is that something you guys would do more often if you had a screen on here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Now, it looks like you got plenty of room to swing to the outside because you have to. So again, we've got two different options on a door like this. I can have it swing to the inside, which it looks like you have space. So I don't know how you feel about that idea of having doors swing to the inside. Or a probably more popular option is a sliding door, because that way you don't have to worry about it swinging to the inside and hitting tables or any of your decorations or anything like
Okay.
that. Do either one of those options appeal more to you than the other?
Well, now that you brought the screen thing up, probably the sliding door, because how does the screen work if we do a door that comes in?
If you go with a in-swing French door, those have a set of screens that swing to the outside, just like these doors do.
Okay.
But when they're closed, it's nice because you can have the interior doors opened up, and you just have these hinge doors sitting on the exterior. And they do swing to the outside, though, so now you'd have something to swing to the outside and the inside. So we offer it, which is great. And again, at the end of the day, it's your house, it's your money. We'll build it any way you want. That's why I said that the sliding doors are so popular, because there's nothing swinging to the inside and out. You have a panel that slides, and then you have a screen that either slides or rolls, which we'll get into that a little bit more here later. But of those two options, do one of those appeal more to you than the other?
I'm thinking probably the sliding door.
Okay. If you had a sliding door, would you want the left panel or the right panel to be the one that would be the operable one? Which one of these do you use more often?
We probably use this one more. You're giving me an awful lot to think about here, Ken.
Sure, that's okay.
So,
and that's our job. Like I said, I'm kind of a window and door nerd, so it's my job to be able to ask all these questions to make sure that we've thought all the options all the way through. Because the last thing we'd want to do is put something in here that you wouldn't be happy with.
well, I appreciate that. I'm thinking, since we kind of used to moving this panel,
Okay.
so I would think this panel would be the moving panel.
Okay. Now, would you be okay with just one panel operate? I don't know if you guys ever move stuff in and out of these doors. Obviously, if you have a sliding door, only the one panel is able to operate. Is
Oh,
that
it
going to be
does?
okay? Correct.
They don't make them with the other panel that operates?
No, we don't have anything like that, unfortunately.
Okay. I think we'll be fine.
Okay.
We do occasionally, if we're moving a very big piece of furniture, and obviously this is the biggest opening, so we
Right.
bring it in through here. But I'm sure we can work around that.
Sure. And almost every house has a 36-inch wide front door, which is almost every single piece of furniture is designed to fit through, and appliances are all designed to fit through those things. So a couple questions while we're here. Do you like the white interior finish? I notice you have a lot of that throughout the rest of the house. Is that something you'd like to stay with, I assume, on the store as well?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the nice thing about Pebble is we've got 3 different shades of white interior finish. We'll pick that out together to make sure we can actually bring it to you pre-finished from the factory, which is nice. So if you go with our pre-finish option, you don't have to hire a painter to come in after we've installed the door. It can actually arrive and it's ready to go right off the bat, which would be really nice. I also noticed you have set nickel hardware on the existing door. Would you like the sliding door to also have set nickel hardware on there as well to match this finish that you have?
Well, we could, but I don't know if you notice in my kitchen I have the browner color.
Oh, right.
So would we...
Yeah,
would it give the door more character if we did like a brown handle on there?
That's completely up to you. We have a brown handle. We have oil rub bronze, which is a really popular finish
I think
right
that's
now.
what we call those, yeah.
Okay. So really, it's up to you. It's your house, it's your money, so we'll do it any way you want. There's
Okay.
really no right or wrong answer on that. The brown handle would actually be a standard. It wouldn't be an upgrade. If you go the oil rub bronze or the satin nickel, that would be actually a little bit of an upcharge for you. Is that going to be okay?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'll show you those options here in just a little bit so we can go through and pick everything out.
Okay.
And then, let's see, and then all this trim, whenever we replace a door, this trim does have to be replaced. So the nice thing is this is a pretty standard type trim that you have here. We would also bring this out pre-finished for you as well, so you wouldn't have to paint it if you want it to be that way. And we'll bring out a size that's just slightly bigger than what you have right now, because when we take this trim piece off, it's going to expose a little bit of a paint line where there currently exists. By putting on a piece of trim that's just slightly bigger, we cover up those paint lines, and it really makes it look nice and clean.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Let me get a measurement on this just really quick here. And the good thing is this is very, very close to a standard size, so I think we'll be able to make that work. That'll help save you a little bit of money here. Perfect. And we'll put a new piece of threshold trim that'll go across here at the bottom too, so you'll have a nice transition into the home.
Okay.
Even on the sliding door we'll have that. It'll be great.
Will it look like this?
No, it's going to look a little bit different than what you have right now.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you, is security an issue for you at all? Because you said you had some gaps and things, and there appears to be a little bit of movement in some of these panels. Has security been an issue for you guys at all when it comes to this door? Is that something you've ever worried about?
You know, we don't worry about it as much out here, but we
Okay.
probably should, because this is a pretty secluded way to come into the house.
Okay. Well, and again, I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that, just to know if that's a concern. All of our doors, whether you go with the sliding or the hinge, sounds like the sliding's the way we might go. It's going to be much more secure than what you probably have right now. I think that's going to be a lot better peace of mind, and it'll allow you to have that extra ventilation that you guys have been wanting as well.
Okay.
So that's good. All right. Any questions about the door at all before we move on?
Nope.
Perfect.
We're good.
If you want to take me to those windows that you want to show me next, I'll just follow your way.
Sure. Okay, they're upstairs.
Okay, perfect.
Well, this is my son's room I talked to you about.
Okay.
And both of these windows drive me crazy.
I see. Okay.
So we have these awful blinds in here that
Right.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them up for you, Ken, because they're like such a mess.
That's all right.
And then,
Look a little crooked there.
yeah.
Okay. Easy enough.
And then this handle, it's not going to do it today, but it always falls off.
Okay.
And they're really, really hard to operate.
Okay. Now, how old is your son?
Oh, he's 19.
19. And what's his name?
Jack?
Jack. Okay. So this is Jack's room, and he's 19. So would Jack be able to open this in case if there was ever, heaven forbid, an emergency or something? Do either of these open okay?
No, they don't open okay, because I can't open this one for you right now.
Okay. So that's obviously one thing we're always concerned with when we come to the bedroom, is to make sure that whatever child or adult is in that room is able to operate these very, very easily. So this is called a casement style window that you have right now that actually cranks. You kind of have a mixture as we go around the house. You had double hungs in the front, you've got casements in other places. Are you wanting to stick to casement windows in this bedroom, or would you like to switch to like a double hung like you have in the other parts of the home?
I can have a better casement that works, I'm
Sure.
good with the casement here.
Okay. As long as we have something that operates to meet egress, which is that's a fire code term for us to be able to get in and out of the window in case there's an emergency.
Okay.
And either of those options would meet. So if you want to stick to casement, which is kind of what you have on this side of the home, we can make it look very, very consistent to what you have now. The other thing I want to throw out at you as well is you've got these blinds, and it sounds like you're not a real big fan of these blinds, and it's sounding like. So one of the neat things is that Pella, I don't know if you've ever heard of companies that put blinds or shades between the glass. Have you ever seen or heard of that before?
No, I haven't.
So we actually started doing that back in 1966, and we actually make a casement window that has blinds or shades actually sandwiched between the two panes of glass. So we could replace this window and you could get all new blinds and shades, and you wouldn't have to have it mounted on the inside. It'd be like a really nice clean look if that's something that appeals to you.
It's very appealing because Jack has really bad allergies too. So the other thing I hate about these is having to clean them all the time.
Okay. And that's one nice thing, again, a huge benefit. And that actually goes for the door downstairs that we just looked at as well. By having a blind or shade between the glass, obviously they're not collecting near as much dust as room side ones do. So that would actually help a lot. Is Jack the only one that has allergies or anything, or is there anybody else in the home that suffers from that as well?
Pretty much Jack and myself.
Okay. So that's something we could definitely look at, and I think would have a really nice impact for you there.
Okay.
So same questions as downstairs. White interior, wanting to keep the same white interior that you have right now?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And then on windows, we have two different installation methods. So we have what's called a full frame, and we have what's called a pocket fit. And I'll just briefly explain those two options to you. A full frame is like what we have to do on the door downstairs.
Okay.
That means we replace the window, and all of your interior trim and windowsill down here all have to go away, and we replace it with all new wood.
Okay.
That's option one, and it is the more expensive of the two options. Your second option is to do what's called a pocket fit, and that's where we basically remove just the sash. The sash is the portion of this window that operates.
Okay.
And then we cut the sill down here, and we actually put a brand new casement into the existing frame or pocket of the old frame. It looks like your frame is in excellent condition. You're just having problems with the hardware and the blinds and things. A full frame or pocket install, do either one of those have more appeal to you than the other?
Well, maybe the pocket, because I don't know if you noticed down here, but my husband was pretty particular about how this look was.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it has a look, and so I know
Sure.
it'd probably be better if we didn't have to replace it.
No problem at all. And that's the nice thing, if we go the pocket fit route, again, it saves you some money, which is nice, and it allows us to be able to keep everything on the inside completely intact. We won't disturb any of it at all.
Okay.
So that's pretty easy to do. Let me get a measurement here. And of course, I assume you want a screen just like you have right now. And are you wanting to stick to the white hardware so it blends in, or were you looking for something more contrasting like the satin nickel, the oil rub bronze that we had downstairs?
Nope, I'd go white. All of our hardware up here is white, so
Okay.
I'd stick with that.
Easy enough. And what I'll do for you then is I will also show you the shade and blind options that we have that we can put between the glass. So we have mini blinds that can be tilted and raised and lowered, so you can
Okay.
kind of help control the light a little bit. And then we also have what's called a cellular shade, or sort of a pleated looking shade. It's sort of a fabric one, and it's kind of an accordion style. And I'll show you those as well. We can get those to where they're slightly transparent. You have privacy, but it lets light come in. Or we even have room darkening ones. So
Oh,
I don't know
that
if
would
Jack
be
likes
good.
to sleep late or anything, but those, when you close them, it blocks out a great deal of the exterior light. So if, you know, Jack likes to sleep during the day or sleep in, the room darkening is really popular. It's also really popular for master bedrooms and media rooms, if you have
Okay.
other rooms like that. Those are really neat features to be able to have.
Okay, so just go back to the pocket. So you're just going to take this out and put another window in it. Is it going to be like, am I going to see the whole thing? Is it going to make it look smaller?
You will lose a little bit of glass when you go to a pocket fit, because again, we're putting a window into the existing frame of your old window. So you will lose a little bit of glass. It'll still meet egress. It'll still look extremely similar to what you have right now. And again, if you do the factory pre-finished white from us, the transition, we put little pieces of trim and everything around the edge to really nicely transition the old frame to the new frame. So it looks like it was built with the home.
Okay.
Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect. And then we'll focus on the exterior color here in just a little bit. So why don't we go around this way, and I'll measure that other window over there for you as well.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Now, one last question. Do you want these to be hinged in the same direction that they are right now, so we can hinge them on the left or the right? They cost the same. Did you have a preference on either way?
I don't think so. Is there a recommendation you have?
I would always keep it the way you have it now, unless you have a complaint or a concern about that. By opening it up this way, it would allow them to easily be able to step out on the roof if they ever did need to be able to get, or maybe you don't want them out there, but
Yeah, probably not.
it would make it a little bit easier for them to be able to get in and out if they ever had to. And so I would keep it hinged in the same direction as now, unless you have a strong preference.
Nope.
Okay, perfect. So we've got these up here in Jack's room. Are there any other windows or doors you'd like me to measure in the house, in the master bedroom or in the kitchen nook or anything?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So what I'd like to do next, Lori, is now we've got all the measurements. If we can go back downstairs for just a second, I want to show you one more thing, if we can sit down somewhere. And then I'm going to run out to my truck and go grab some samples and things. I'll bring them in, and we'll walk through all the options on that.
Okay, great.
Very good. I'll
Thank
follow you. Don't be afraid to allow the homeowner to lead the way, since it shows respect and allows them to feel in control of the situation. Be sure to get them to repeat or elaborate their frustrations at the first few openings. Use this valuable time to close doors by getting them to make commitments on as many items as possible, such as operation, color, grill, hardware, screens, obscure glass, and installation method. Ask them to operate a few of the openings. Remember to press additional hot buttons that didn't initially arise in the discovery step of the process. Bring these up by talking about noise, UV rays, security, drafts, functionality, and dust. Many of these are unknown benefits of replacing windows and doors that can help bring value and differentiation to our Pella solution. Add a nice personal touch to your quotes by labeling the rooms by what they call the room and not your own personal interpretation. This can also become extremely helpful when going for a partial or approaching them in the future for more business. Use simple terms when describing install methods or trim options. Talking over the homeowner's head will only hurt you in the end. Take an educational approach when describing why obscure glass could be helpful or when tempered glass is required. This will help you build trust and show off your expertise without sounding like a know-it-all. Finally, keep all parties engaged throughout the walk-around. You may be surprised at how much your customer is willing to open up about their opinions and preferences when at an opening. This could become valuable information for you to use to help close the sale.